history of the world. They lied, they cheated, they stole, they even smoked cigars, even the girls. They also took the Lord's name in vain and cussed their teachers, and even set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old tore-down tool house. See, there were 6 of them. Claude, Alice, Gladys, Imogene, Leroy, Ralph, and...
That was all of them.
Claude. And they went through Woodrow Wilson schools like some of those South American fish that strip your bones clean. They, of course, went through town the same way, stealing things and tearing things up and whamming kids. There was really hard to get away from them. There was only one safe place.
Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, because there are no herdmen there. Jesus loves us as they say, because he keepeth miles away.
That's my brother Charlie, and that's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked him, "What's the best thing about church?" Charlie said, "No herdmans." That made the teacher mad because, well, all the other kids said things about God and Jesus and good feelings. But not a good old Charlie. He told the real truth. No herdmans.
I don't care what everybody else said. That's what they really thought. All the other stuff is okay. But the main good thing about church is that the herdmans aren't there, ever.
That's not a very Christian sentiment, it seems to me.
Well, that's a very practical sentiment. Last year, Charlie was all black and blue because he had to sit back next to Leroy Herdman in school every day.
Is he the worst one? Leroy?
They're all the worst ones.
Ralph's the biggest, so if Ralph gets to you...
It doesn't matter. Gladys isn't big, but she's fast, and she's mean, and she bites.
Sorry, I asked. Just stay away from all of them.
That's what I said. Stay away from them and go to church.
I am glad to hear that.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Well, tell Miss Armstrong you want to be a wise man.
I don't want to be in it.
Well, how do you think I would feel if my children are not in the Christmas pageant? How would your father feel?
Well, actually, I didn't plan on going. You know how busy it always is. They could use my seat. Besides, I thought I'd just stay home, put on my bathrobe, relax, watch a little TV. And there's never anything different about the Christmas pageant.
Well, there's going to be something different this year.
What?
Charlie's going to be wearing your bathrobe.
You just made that up, Grace.
Why don't you be, what about Joseph? Elmer Hopkins will pay you $1 to be Joseph. Elmer doesn't want to be Joseph just because his father's the minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
What are you going to be doing this year?
I'm always in the Angels choir.
Well, why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
Well, from what I've heard in the past, that's not a serious drawback. The way in a major always sounds like a closet full of mice.
What do they wear in the angel choir?
Bed sheets.
Oh, wow, what a choice. A bathrobe or some bed sheets? Come on, let's go watch TV.
You know, Mrs. Armstrong works very hard to make the pageant a great experience for everyone.
Oh, Mom, Miss Armstrong just likes to run things.
They're right, of course. She organizes the Christmas pageant, she runs the bazaar, she gets people to sign up for the potluck. What are we going to do?
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
Yes.
Well, I see George at the drugstore, and he told me his wife broke her leg. And she's going to be in traction for up to 2 weeks, and she's going to be put up to the beginning of the year.
We're going to have to cancel Christmas.
She's in charge of Christmas?
Well, she organizes everything in the bazaar and the Christmas pageant. Oh, I feel so sorry for her, but I don't know who's going to be able to do all those things.
Yes, I'll take over the bazaar, Edna, if you'll do the potluck supper. But I wonder what in the world will we do about the pageant? Unless, how about Grace?
Hello, Grace?
Bob,
What?
I'm going to have to direct the pageant.
Does that mean I have to go?
See, our Christmas pageant isn't what you'd call four-star entertainment. Miss Armstrong breaking her leg was the only interesting thing that ever happened to it. It was always the same old carols and the same old Christmas story with the same old Mary and Joseph, and that's what my mother was stuck with. Well, that and Miss Armstrong.
I'll tell you again, Grace, how important it is that everyone gets a chance. I'll tell you what I do. I start with Mary. I tell them we must choose our Mary carefully because she is the mother of Jesus.
Yes, I know, Helen. I know that.
Yes, and then I tell them about Joseph, that he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain that. Frankly, I never spend much time on Joseph because Elmer Hopkins always plays him, and, well, Elmer already knows all about Mary and Joseph.
I thought Miss Armstrong was in traction. How can she talk on the phone if she's in traction?
What do you think traction is?
When they put you to sleep?
No such luck. Hey, we need the salt and the pepper and the napkins, Beth.
But I do try to explain to them about the wise men and the shepherds and how important they are. As I tell them, there are no small parts, only small actors. Oh, and Grace, remind the angel choir not to stare at the audience. And don't let them wear earrings or stuff like that. Don't let them wear clunky shoes or high heels. Oh, and I hope you don't get stuck with a bunch of baby angels because that will be your biggest problem.
You're going to save some of that for the rest of us now, aren't you, Charlie?
I'm hungry. Leroy Herdman stole my lunch again.
Now, how can you let him do that to you day after day?
How can I stop him?
Grace, where's the chicken?
It's still in the oven.
I'll get it.
And you'll have to get someone to push the baby angels on, otherwise they bump into each other and bend their wings. Oh, Bob could help you with that. He could also keep an eye on the shepherds. Oh, another thing about the angel choir, don't let them wear makeup. They think just because they're in a play
Helen, I have to go. There's someone at my door.
that they have to wear lipstick, and it looks just terrible. So what I say,
So, Helen, there's someone at my door. I have to go.
Lady, can you get me supper? We haven't had square meal right here in 3 days.
Oh, it's just you.
Well, I was sitting here lonely off table.
Well, I was talking to Helen Armstrong. Don't you think she's just as lonely at the hospital?
Not as long as telephones are working.
I'll bet you she told you about no small parts, only small actors.
And shoving the baby angels on and shutting the shepherds up.
Yeah, she suggested your father.
Does that mean I have to go?
and Grace, don't just get any baby to play the Jesus. Get a quiet one. Better yet, get two. That way, if one turns out to be fussy, you can just switch them.
See, my mother didn't pay much attention to Miss Armstrong. She said Miss Armstrong had nothing better to do than to think up problems, and there were not going to be any. Of course, my mother didn't count for the fact about the Herdmans. That was Charlie's fault.
Hey, Leroy, you give me back my lunch. Sure, kid. Here. Hey, you stole my dessert again. What was it? 2 Twinkies. That's right. That's what it was. I don't. Fine. Yep. Go on. Oh yeah. I don't care if you take my lunch every day. I'll even give you my dessert. We get all the dessert we want in Sunday school. You're a liar. Oh yeah? Wait. Oh my God. Yeah, we get Twinkies, we get big wheels, we get cupcakes, we get cookies.
Who gives it to you?
The minister?
Why? Is he rich? Wait, why? Is he crazy?
No, I think he's rich.
Yeah.
Sunday school, huh?
That was the wrong thing to tell the Herdmans. And sure enough, the very next Sunday, there they were in Sunday school, just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant.
What's a pageant? It's a play, like on TV. What's it about? It's about Jesus. Everything here is. It's also about Mary. Mostly, it's about Mary. Who's Mary? I am. Well, I probably am. I know all the parts. Come on, Beth and Charlie.
Beth, Charlie, come on. Everybody come out. Today we're going to decide, where is everybody? We're going to decide is this all? We're going to decide who gets the main parts in the play. Now, of course, everyone will have an important part to play. But of course, Miss Armstrong always tells you there are no small parts, only small actors. Isn't that what she always says?
That's what she says, but she never says what she means.
Don't you know what it means?
Well, I know what it means. It means that the short kids have to be in the front of the angel choir or nobody can see them.
Well, not exactly. It really means that the littlest baby angel is just as important as Mary.
I don't think anyone is as important as Mary. Well, naturally, that's what you think, Alice. I think Jesus is more important.
I still think it means the short kids have to stand in the front of the row.
Girls, everyone is important. Mary, Jesus, and the little short kids. Now, everyone here, Beverly, can you check out in the hallway and see if anybody's still coming? So remember to tell your moms you're going to need bed sheets. The little children will need bed sheets, the little angels. I think the wise men, people in the angel choir. And if anybody has an old Beth, hey, what? Well, I guess the Herdmans are here. Everybody got room? All right. Now, where's Beverly?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Did she say she was sick?
No, all I said is, hi, brother, see this left.
And she just left. Well, I see. Will somebody please tell Beverly the practices are on Wednesdays at, 6:30? Every Wednesday, she needs to be here.
What if we get sick?
You're not going to get sick. Of course, Mary and Joseph absolutely need to be here.
Well, what if they get sick?
They're not going to get sick. No
Well,
one's going to get sick.
Beverly got sick and we haven't even started yet.
Well, we don't know that Beverly got sick. Now, I want you to think about Mary. She was quiet and gentle and kind, and the girl who plays her should be that kind of person too, just a quiet, not rowdy person. Do we have any volunteers for Mary? Jean, do you have a question?
No, I want to be Mary. And Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah, right.
All right, I'll just make a list of volunteers. Ralph Herdman will be Joseph. Did you raise your hand, Elmer?
Mm-mm.
Raise your hand if any volunteers. Any? I got 93 shepherds. Anybody want to be shepherds? No. Okay, Mary is gonna be played by Jean Herdman. Okay, I'll just write that down. Any other volunteers? Alice, would you like to volunteer?
No, I don't want to.
Well,
I'll be Mary.
Shut up, Gladys. I'm already Mary. You be a wise man.
well, the wise men are usually boys, but I guess it'll work out. We'll just use the little.
I'll be a wise man.
Me too. God, you want to be a wise man? Just raise your hand.
Well,
What's left to be?
Some angel.
I'll be that. What is it?
well, it's the angel of the Lord that brought the good news to the wise men, to the shepherds. Do we have any volunteers for wise men?
I can't be a shepherd. We're gonna go to Philadelphia.
Oh, why didn't you say that before?
Because I just now remembered. And my mom didn't want me to be a shepherd at all. I can't be in the play.
Well,
She said, just don't be a shepherd.
I don't want to be a shepherd.
oh yes you are. What's the matter with you all?
Nobody wants to be a shepherd because Gladys hits too hard.
Why, Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. The angel of the Lord appears to the shepherds, visits them, and tells them that Jesus is born.
And then hits them.
That's ridiculous, and I don't want to hear another word about it from anyone. No one is going to quit. No one's going to get sick. Now, that's all for today, boys and girls. But I expect everyone here on Wednesdays at 6:30. So make sure your parents know to bring you, okay? That's all for today. Alice, why did you not raise your hand?
I don't know.
I expected you to raise your hand to be married. Why?
Miss Bradley!
Get Gladys off of me!
Oh, come on, Alice. I don't know.
I didn't dare raise my hand. Imma Jean would have killed me. She said, I'm going to be married in the Christmas pageant, and if you raise your hand or open your mouth, you'll wish you didn't. And I said, I'm always married at the Christmas pageant. And she said, go ahead then. Then next spring, when the pussy willows start to sprout, she'll shove a pussy willow so far down my ear that nobody can reach it. And it'll sprout there and grow, and I'll have a pussy willow growing out my ear for the rest of my life.
Now, you know she wouldn't do that.
She would too. Her kids will do anything. You just watch. They'll do something terrible and ruin the whole pageant, and it's all your mother's fault.
Jane, Edna McCarthy, did you hear about it must be Grace's fault somehow. How else would all 6 of them end up in the Christmas pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Hello, Vera, Irma Slocum. I just heard that Imogene Herdman is going to be Mary in the Christmas pageant. And what is that a fact? All 6 of them? Oh, Vera, I live next door to that outfit, and I wish I lived next to a zoo. That would be better. Has Grace gone crazy?
Where did they come from? Who let them in? Imogene Herdman? What kind of child is that to play Mary, the mother of Jesus? Where was Reverend Hopkins, I'd like to know? What? He was visiting shut-ins? Well, I'm a shut-in, and he hasn't visited me.
Well, I said, why don't you let them hand out programs at the front door? Grace said, we don't have programs for the Christmas pageant. But I said,
better nail the church down, lock up the silver service, and hide the collection plates before the Herdmans clean them out.
What was the matter with Grace? Couldn't she have just sent them away, told them to go home? Oh, I feel personally responsible. If I had been up and around, this never would have happened.
Well, if I had been up and around, this never would have happened.
Don't tell me I'm on your side. The car's over there.
Well, Helen Armstrong is not the only woman that can run this pageant. I'm going to do the best that I can with what I've got, and it's going to be the best Christmas pageant ever. And it's going to be with the Herdmans, because they're the only ones that raise their hands.
Good for you, Grace. The car's over there.
And you're going to help.
Does that mean
You have to go. Okay, the inn is over here. back here, shepherds gather around the manger. So when you come in and the shepherds will gather around the manger.
Where'd all the shepherds come from anyway?
What's an inn? It's like kind of like a motel where people go to spend the night.
What people? Jesus? Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there. Why?
Well, they had to pay their taxes.
At a motel?
Shut up, Holly. Everybody shut up. I want to listen to her. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning?
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
The play's the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you heard the Christmas story from the Bible? Okay. Well, I guess I'd better read it to you.
I don't believe that, do you? That, like, they never heard the Christmas story?
Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is. And they never went to church in their whole life until your dumb brother told them we got refreshments. Now we gotta sit here and waste all this time for nothing.
All right. The Christmas story starts. There went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph went up from Galilee with his wife Mary, and she was great with child.
Pregnant? She was pregnant?
Yes. All right. We all know that Mary was pregnant. And it came to pass that while they were there in the days that were accomplished that she should be delivered, and she brought forth her firstborn son.
I don't think it's very nice to say Mary was pregnant.
Well, she was.
I don't think it's very nice for your mother to say Mary was pregnant. It's better to say great with child. And I'm not supposed to be talking about people being pregnant, especially in church.
And then they wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger because there was no room for them in the inn.
My God, they didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, nobody knew that the baby was going to be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What's the matter with Joseph that he didn't tell them? Her being pregnant and everything.
What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, they didn't have a bed in the barn, so they had to improvise, and Mary had to use whatever there was. What would you do if you had a new baby and you didn't have anything to put it in?
We put Gladys in a dresser drawer.
Well, there you go. Didn't have a bed for Gladys, so we put her in a drawer. You something else, didn't you?
Oh, we had a bed. Only Gladys was on it. Oh, only Holly was in it. She didn't want to get out. She didn't like Gladys. Remember how you didn't like Gladys?
That was pretty smart of Holly, not to like Gladys at first.
Anyway, a manger is it's a large wooden feeding trough, like you would have in a barn to feed the animals.
What were the watered-up clothes?
The what? The
It
swaddling?
said in there were watered-up clothes.
Swaddling clothes. People used to wrap their babies up really tight in a big piece of fabric to make them feel comfy and cozy and warm.
You mean they tied him up and put him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare?
The child welfare is at our house every 5 minutes.
There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem.
I'll say there wasn't.
And there were shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night, and lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of...
Zazam!
What?
Out of black night with horrible vision. The mighty Marvel.
I don't know what you're talking about, Gladys.
The mighty Marvel. Amazing Comics. Mighty Marvel, Amazing Comics. Out of black night. Horrible vision. It's horrible vision.
This is the angel of the Lord who comes to the shepherds.
Out of black night, right? I know we're right. I know we're right.
Well, in a way. Now, when Jesus was born, there came the wise men from the east bearing gifts of gold and frankincense
What's that?
and myrrh.
What's that?
Well, they're special things. They're like spices and special oils.
Oil? What kind of present was oil? We get better presents from the welfare.
Were Were they the welfare, the wise men?
They were the kings that were sent.
Well, it's about time someone important came up. If they're kings, they can get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to get off.
They were sent by Herod. He was the main king, and he wanted to find Jesus and have him put to death.
My God, he just got born. They're gonna kill a baby?
Who's Herod in the play?
Herod isn't in the play.
Herod isn't in the play, and he's out to kill the baby?
Well, somebody better be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. And he says, go give me that baby. And they say, all right, because he's a king.
But then they don't do it. They go back and get Herod.
I don't want to be Herod.
No one's going to be Herod. He's not in the play.
No. Joseph gets the shepherds together and they wipe out Herod.
See, they're going to put one in, and it's going to be me, and I'll get killed.
Forget about Herod. There is no Herod.
And I run away with the baby till the fight's over.
Somebody got fix the innkeeper. Gladys. You wipe him out. I can't. I'm an angel. No.
Well, I wouldn't just stand there in the barn. I'd go get a room.
She said there wasn't any room.
Then I'd kick somebody out. I'd tell them that it's the middle of winter and I got this baby, so I either move over or get out.
I'd go after old Herod.
I'd send the angel after him. She could just point her electric finger at him and turn into a pile of ashes.
Yeah, that. What's the name of this place? She never said.
Christmas pageant.
That's no name. That's what it is. I know a name. I'll call it Revenge at Bethlehem.
Revenge at Bethlehem? The Herdmans thought that the Christmas story came right out of an FBI file. At least they did pick the right villain. It was Herod they want to team up and not baby Jesus. Of course, our baby Jesus did quit the play. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum, but Miss Slocum said she was not going to let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. So we didn't have a baby, and that bothered my mother. So she was trying to scratch one up even at the last practice. What do you find in that book?
It's like a diary.
No, it's not. It's all about the Herdmans. Imogene smokes cigars in the bathroom. Ralph talks about underwear. Miss Bradley called Mary pregnant. Gladys drinks the communion wine. It's not wine, it's grape juice.
I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with her mouth all purple. And they steal too. If you shake the birthday cake, you can't hear anything because they stole all the pennies out of it. And every time you go into the ladies' room, the air is all purple, and Imogene Herdman is sitting there in America. She was smoking a cigar.
And you wrote this down. What for?
For my mother and Reverend Hopkins and the Ladies' Aid Society, and for anybody else who wants to know what happened to the pageant when it turns out to be a big mess.
All right, everyone, I need all the kids back out here. Children. All right, let's be quiet.
Grace.
This is our last rehearsal.
Grace, I just wanted to let you know that the ladies and I are back cooking applesauce cake, and we'll try not to bother you. We'll try not to bother you.
Edna, didn't your niece have a little baby a couple months ago?
Yes, she did. She's 5 weeks old, and
I was just thinking that maybe you could call your niece and we could, we need a little baby, play little baby Jesus, and it would just be perfect. Do you think you could?
Grace, no. I could make up a lie and tell you that she was sick or cranky or something, but the truth is she's just absolutely healthy and beautiful, and we want to keep her that way. we're certainly not going to turn her over to Imogene Herdman. Sorry, Grace.
Miss Bradley, you can have my little brother for Jesus.
Well, I didn't know you had a little brother.
Well, he's not real new. He's 4 years old, but he's double jointed. I think he might could scrunch up.
That's not going to work. It's not going to work.
I can get us a baby.
Well, how can you do that, Imogene?
There's always 2 or 3 out in the carriages outside the supermarket. I'll get one of them.
You can't just walk up and take off with somebody's baby out of the buggy. We'll just use the doll. Use the doll.
That's better anyway. A doll can't bite you.
And Imogene, you know, Mary didn't have big old earrings on.
I have to wear these. I just got my ears pierced, and if I don't keep them in, they'll close together.
Well, they won't close together for an hour, within an hour. Who told you that?
What?
Who told you had to leave them in?
Gladys?
Well, who pierced your ears?
Gladys?
She probably did it with an ice pick. I'll bet Imogene's ear turns black and falls off.
Well, we'll find something smaller. You'll have to take those off. Now, is this what everybody's going to wear? This is your costumes?
I can't find my halo. My wings got all bent, and I don't have a white sheet.
You have to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do.
My father don't have a bathrobe.
What does he wear out in the house then?
Underwear.
All right, pretend you're wearing your costume.
So are we going to go through the whole thing?
Yes, of course. We got to practice our entrances. We got to get that down. So all of you go where you're supposed to be, and we'll start with the shepherds.
We're still here.
We start with the last few lines when you're ready, Maxine.
Shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night.
And music and shepherds.
And an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the angel of the Lord said to them,
Yes, ma'am!
No, Gladys. Go on, Maxine.
a multitude of the heavenly host.
Music and angels. Angels. Got our angels out. Music and wise men.
I got the baby here, and I named him Jesus.
No, you don't say that.
Give it back.
Just don't say anything. You don't say anything. Just stop. Make a lovely picture for us to look at while we think about Christmas and what it means. Now put the doll back.
I don't get to say anything. Some angel just tells me what to name the baby. I would have named him Bill.
Oh, what a terrible thing to say.
What kind of angel is that? Is that Gladys?
No, Gladys brought the good news to the shepherds.
Yeah, unto a child is born.
Unto me. Not them, me.
No, unto all of us a child is born.
Why didn't they let her name her own baby? What do they go up to her and say? Name him Jesus?
Yes.
I know what they named him. I know what the angel said. She said he shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Everlasting God, Mighty Father, and Prince of Peace.
My God. He'd never get through the first grade if he had to write all that down.
Oh, we need to go get a drink. I'm thirsty.
Yeah, me too, I'm hungry.
Let's go. We're thirsty.
Miss-
We're thirsty. Come on. We need water.
Miss Bradley, Miss Bradley, what do we do now? Should I just like start over?
Oh, we'll just take 5 minutes, please. We just need 5 minutes.
We never did start over. And we never did go through the whole thing. You see, 5 minutes turned to 15 minutes, and Imogene Herman spent the whole time cooking cigars in the ladies' bathroom. Then Miss McCarthy went to the ladies' room and saw all the smoke and called the fire department. And they came right away.
Fire! There's a fire! Fire!
They cleared everyone out of the building and dragged the fire hose through the whole church looking for a fire to put out. But the only one they found was in the kitchen. The applesauce cake was all burnt up. Of course, all the ladies were mad about that. And Miss McCarthy was mad, and my mother was mad.
Why did you call the fire department about a little bit of smoke?
It was a lot of smoke. The ladies' room was full of thick smoke.
It couldn't have been. You just got so excited. And look, the church is full of firemen, the little angels, and the shepherds, and the wise men. They're out on fire truck. They're just crawling everywhere. What are we going to do? Did you not know that it was cigar smoke?
No, I did not know it was cigar smoke. I did not expect to find thick, dark smoke in the ladies' room of the church.
Alice Wendelkin's mother was mad too. And the whole Ladies' Aid Society was mad. And Reverend Hopkins, well, Reverend Hopkins said he didn't know what to think.
Grace, I've been on the phone all morning, and I don't know heads from tails. Some people say they set fire to the ladies' room. Some people say they set fire to the kitchen. And Bear Wilderkin, she says all they do is talk about sex and underwear.
That was Hobie Clark talking about underwear. There was no fire. There was just a little smoke, and all the applesauce cake burned up in the kitchen.
Well, the whole church is in an uproar. Now, I know Jesus said, "Suffer the little children and bring them to me," but I don't think he was talking about those hurdles.
Well, I bet that was Helen Armstrong, wasn't it?
Grace, don't you think we should cancel the Christmas pageant?
I bet that was Edna McCarthy's idea.
We can blame it on the fire. That'd be a good excuse.
That was probably Miss Slocum's idea.
Well, everybody just thinks it's going to be
A disaster? No, it's not going to be a disaster. It's going to be the best Christmas pageant ever.
Well, I just don't think anybody's going to be here to see it.
I didn't think so either. And neither did Charlie, but we were wrong. It was Christmas Eve, and the church was jammed full. Everyone came to see what the Herdmans would do next.
I can't see a thing. I'm not sure what we do with this.
Let me get the lights. Let me get the lights. Don't drip.
All right, I'll put it over here.
I thought it might look like a palm tree. I don't see it now. It doesn't. It's not going to work. Oh well. I don't have any idea what's going to happen tonight. We've never gone through the whole thing. The Herdmans still think it's some kind of spy story. And it may be the first Christmas in history where Joseph and the wise men get in a fight and Mary runs away with the baby. Where are the kids?
All the kids in the world are downstairs putting on the bed sheets.
I mean, our kids.
We're here.
Well, you still need to get your costumes on. It's getting close to time.
Oh, it's going to be terrible, Mom. They look like trick-or-treaters all fastened together with safety pins and wearing their old moldy shoes. Mary and Joseph, I mean. They look like refugees or something.
Well, that's kind of what they were, Mary and Joseph. They were like refugees. They came from a faraway place. They didn't know anybody. They didn't have a place to stay. And I'm sure that they were cold and tired and hungry and messy.
I don't know about cold and hungry, but they sure were messy.
I don't know. Do you think I should?
I think you're thinking too much about this, Grace. Now, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to push the angels out on stage and hand all the shepherds the croaks and get them on stage, but when exactly do I do this?
I've got your training.
Okay.
Just follow the script, and you shouldn't have any trouble.
Okay, so I've got angels, shepherds, okay, wise men. I don't see anything in here about where the firemen come in.
Oh.
Oh, just kidding, just kidding.
Aww. Okay. Is everyone here yet? Everyone? Take your places. Beth, I want you and Alice down here in front to help with the baby angels. That'll work. I just want to see how you look. Gladys? Where's Kayla, dear?
My cat buried it. Listen, I gotta tell you something. I got to tell you something besides the Beta King. Why would somebody go after a baby they don't even know? Why would they tear off some baby they don't even know? I gotta tell Miss Cheese. I gotta tell him where he is.
No, you tell him, unto you a child is born. And that is all that you tell them, Gladys. Now, let's all go backstage and try to be quiet while people are coming in. And good luck.
Miss Bradley, actors don't say good luck, they say break a leg.
Yes, I know that, Alice, but in this case, I don't think... For those of you who don't know, that's a theatrical statement saying that we don't really break legs, but yours or anyone else's. So, Imogene, try to remember that that's a baby.
Come on, I got it. Let's go backstage.
Come on, Imogene. Remember that's a baby, and that for tonight it's a baby Jesus. Can you hold it in?
In the days of Caesar Augustus, a decree went out that all of the world should be taxed. And Joseph went into Bethlehem with Mary his wife, who was great with child. And while they were there, she brought forth her firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger because there was no room for him in the inn.
And what is that she's doing to the baby? Oh, I don't think it's very nice to burp the baby Jesus as if it has colic.
Well, it could have colic, just like any other baby.
I don't care. They look awful.
Well, so what? They came a long ways, and they don't have any place to sleep, and they are new parents.
Who, Ralph and Imogene?
No, Mary and Joseph.
And in that region there were shepherds in the field, keeping watch over their flocks by night. While shepherds watch their flocks by night. And an angel of the Lord appeared to them. An angel of the Lord appeared to them. The glory of the Lord shone round about, and they were sore afraid. When the angel of the Lord appeared to them and said, "Be not..."
Hey, I see a child born. It's Jesus and he's born. Go.
And suddenly there was a multitude of the heavenly host saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among men." Angels sing When Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east to worship him, and they brought gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Awful too, and what's that Leroy's got?
It's a ham.
A ham? I'll bet they stole it.
No, I think it's the ham from their welfare basket.
You mean it's their own ham? They must hate ham.
Well, even if they hate ham, it's the only thing they've ever given away in their entire lives.
Being warned in a dream that they should not return to their own country, the wise men departed another way. The shepherds also departed, praising God for all that they had seen and heard. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart.
Could you believe that that was Imogene Herdman and the rest of them? This was the best Christmas pageant we've ever had, and I'm not sure why, but I think it was them. Could that possibly be?
I always get weepy about the Christmas pageant. I think it's the children and the carols and all. But you know, I think you're right. I think this was the best one.
There was just something different.
Angel of the Lord was definitely different.
Yes, but I like that. Had a lot of spirit. And sometimes you can't even hear the angel of the Lord.
Well, yes, that's true. You know, I just wish that I had let Grace use Elroy, after all, for the baby Jesus.
Who was baby Jesus?
Oh, I think it was a doll.
Oh, I don't think so. That was no doll.
Well, you know, it really did seem real.
It did seem real. As if it might have just happened that way. We all thought the pageant was all about baby Jesus, but that was only part of it. It was about a new baby and his mother and father who were in a whole lot of trouble. No money, no place to go, no doctors, nobody they knew. And then, arriving from the east, like my uncle from New Jersey, some rich friends. Because of the Herdmans, it was a whole new story. Imogene burping the baby, the wise men bringing such sensible gifts. After all, they couldn't eat frankincense. And even Gladys, he's in the barn, go see him. So the shepherds didn't have to stumble around all over the countryside. But I guess it wasn't like that for Imogene. For her, the Christmas pageant turned out to be all wonders and mystery, as if she had just caught on to what Christmas was all about. When it was over, we had a party in the basement, but the Herdmans didn't stay. They didn't have any cocoa, and they didn't run off with all the cookies. They wouldn't even take their candy canes.
Well, that's about it. Any kids left downstairs?
No, everyone's gone.
What about the lights?
They're on a timer. They'll go off.
All right, let's see here.
What are you going to do with Pam? So Herdman's him? Well, Leroy said, once you give a gift, you don't take it back, so...
Leroy said that? They must hate Ham. They must hate Ham.
You and Alice Wendelkins.
Well, guys, it's getting close to Christmas. Let's go ahead and go.
Are you going to wear your bathrobe?
Well, yeah, I am. I thought I'd just wear it. I wouldn't want to be, might not be mine to take me as a shepherd this way.
Yes, you would. When it was over, some lady came up to me and hugged me. Should I bring this Ham?
You bring it?
It's almost Christmas, kids.
Almost Christmas.
Almost Christmas, Charlie.
And it came to pass in the days
And
of
there were shepherds abiding,
a multitude praising God.
I bring you good tidings of great joy.
Hey, unto your child's born.
We do give thanks for all of you for coming. We want to give you a big hand. Cass, let's give everyone who came a big hand. Every single staff person that we have had a part in this play, and so I know that you all appreciate your staff just as much as I do. And we had little 5-year-olds up to, well, we won't say. So anyway, we hope that you enjoyed this evening. Give your kids a big old hug. We're glad that you were able to come, and we hope that you have a very Merry Christmas. Go in peace.